Living the life as an empath and highly sensitive person comes with great challenges and many beautiful gifts. As someone who is both an empath and highly sensitive person, I know how hard it can be to navigate these challenges in a world full of stress and chaos. In this video, I'm going to share with you how pranic healing can really address all the challenges that we do face and help give you back your power, because you really deserve to live a life full of joy and freedom. And because I'm sure you guys already know, empaths and highly sensitive people, we absorb and feel other people's energy very deeply. And it comes down to this biological trait called sensory processing sensitivity. And this trait has many pros and also many cons. And what happens is our senses become highly activated. We become very aware of our surroundings, the people. We notice everything. And what this does is it causes our nervous system to get overstimulated very easily. And this leads to anxiety, it leads to stress, it leads to depression, it leads to fatigue or feeling shut down, or whatever it is that you feel because of this, all comes down to the trait. And there's nothing wrong with you. The thing I also want to paint is, if you're not familiar with pranic healing, I recommend going back to my last video and I go a bit deeper into what pranic healing is. And this will help paint a better picture of what I'm about to discuss and how pranic healing can help address a lot of the challenges. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. And how pranic healing can really help is pranic healing really gives you back your power. And one of the ways is teaching you how to remove these negative energies yourself by using the system that Master Choa Kok Sui created. You know, one of the biggest challenges for me was emotional overwhelm and just heightened sensitivity in general during my spiritual awakening. I felt everything. I didn't know what was mine. I didn't know if it was coming from my kids, my wife, myself. And I had trouble distinguishing what energy was mine and how to release it from my body. I tried breath work, I tried meditation, and while that helped, they also made it more challenging because of how wide open my system became after my awakening. But when you learn basic pranic healing, you can easily go into your energy and remove the stress, remove the anxiety, remove the negative thoughts. You know, if you have trauma or depression, you can go in and disintegrate and work through that energy through many sessions. And instead of having to take on and accumulate all this emotional residue and having it sit inside your body for years and really sucking the life out of you and creating suffering. And since we pick up other people's energy without even realizing it, you learn powerful techniques like cord cutting, the power of salt cleansing, and strengthening your aura through arhatic yoga meditations, you know, as you go deeper into the system. What has worked really good for me is not only tapping into these tools, but also learning how to balance my own energy by going into my energy, going into all the different chakras and bringing balance and harmony. But the biggest thing was creating chakra shields, creating auric shields around my whole aura, my energy body, to create protection so that when I go into larger crowds or bigger social places, you know, I'm not filled with all this energy and overwhelmed. And the beautiful thing about pranic healing is that you don't even have to feel energy to learn the self-healing techniques. There's literally a recipe book of protocols that you can follow that Master Choa created until you get enough practice in, until you start sensing the energy of yourself and others. You know, Master Choa Kok Sui, the founder, created this system to help alleviate suffering in the world, and it truly works. You know, I was a little skeptical at first, but after practicing immensely, immersing myself in his teachings, and working on my clients, I can say without a doubt, it works. And that is why turning sensitivity into a strength is so important, because our sensitivity is truly a gift. You know, pranic healing teaches you how to channel this gift into service rather than suffering by clearing, by energizing your system. And it can transform your sensitivity into, you know, high intuition, into more compassion, and just a powerful ability to heal and help others and humanity and have more purpose in life. If you're out there struggling like I was, I encourage you to find a pranic healing center around you, or even an instructor, and just take the first basic pranic healing class. I'll drop some links in the description on where you can find some centers. You won't regret it. To be able to heal yourself, to even heal your family when someone is in need, it's so rewarding. And I'm not getting any commission for any of this. I just know how much it's helped me, and I just want to spread this wisdom, any way I can. Just because I know of, the challenges of being highly sensitive and empathic. You could really has some suffering side effects to it. And here are a few practical applications you can start to use right after you start taking the class, and even beforehand too. You could start cleansing and energizing your system to really release a lot of this absorbed energy and restore yourself with new energy, as I spoke a little bit about this before. The other thing is Twin Hearts meditation. And this is a powerful meditation that helps bless humanity while also cleansing and energizing your aura. And I'll make sure to leave a free one in the description that you can use to start. I also do recommend buying the full version with Master Choa's guidance, because it definitely has additional benefits to it. The other one is learning the shielding techniques that I mentioned, just for work, for being in social settings or crowded environments. These really do work. And you'll learn these ones in pranic psychotherapy. What happens is, first you have to take basic pranic healing, and then you take advanced pranic healing, and then you take pranic psychotherapy. And the great thing is, all these are weekend long workshops. So you could literally do this in back-to-back weekends, as long as there's different courses. I've been studying this for around 7 months now, and I've taken all 3 already, and it's brought immense healing and changes in my life. And if you want to go deeper into your healing journey through additional studies, you learn how to remove traumas, you learn how to remove fears, addictions, diseased energy that you may be carrying, any emotional residue that you may have picked up or have been carrying for years. Because the truth is, you aren't any of that. We're just the soul navigating life in this body. HSPs and empaths are more susceptible to these negative energies, really, because it comes down to the fact that we absorb and feel into this stuff more deeply, and it gets stuck in our system. But with pranic healing, you don't have to stay stuck into that energy. So if this video spoke to you, make sure to like it, subscribe it, and please keep following my story on pranic healing, breath work, and living a life as an empath and highly sensitive person. And if you feel called to share this with a friend who might need to hear it, please do. Remember, your sensitivity is not a weakness. This is something that I went through, a big challenge of mine, where I really thought I was weak, and I isolated myself. And it's a gift. With the right tools, the right environment, the right people that you surround yourself with, and you could really start seeing this gift within you, and you could really transform your sensitivity into a real superpower.